Ralph McInerney's Introduction to Thomas Aquinas. What is a wonderful subtitle? Something like a treatise, a peeping Thomist, confession, or a treatise for.
Yeah.
It's either Confessions for a peeping Thomist. It's a wonderful introduction to the thought of St. Thomas, who is the great Christian expositor of natural law. Natural law simply says that there is an intelligibility in the world. To put it in philosophical terms, this may be too abstract for a class until you do the preliminary work with them, but the is implies the ought. That the order of things gives you the way things should be. And there are, a lot of illustrations that can. Also C.S. Lewis talking about the Tao, the indispensable moral fundamentals that all people agree on, about not killing, about not stealing, about not cheating, not lying, all of these kinds of things that begin, that these things exist transculturally, that we are not such tabula rasas coming into this world, that there is a given, and then we build upon the given. I don't know if that helps. Are you a philosopher? Oh. Ralph McInerney is the book. He's is a philosophy professor at Notre Dame.
And writes wonderful mysteries as well.
Father Dowling mysteries are written by him. He did it to support his 10 kids. Great guy.
This was fun.
Thank you. It was for me.
Well, I'd like to ask you, what is the toughest leadership decision you've made? If you can share that with us. And how did you, it's that 51-49 decision where you're just right on the edge. How did you resolve it?
Oh, I wish you had asked me that a week ago so I could have been thinking about this.
We'll just have to have you back.
No, well, I just worked down the block. Sometimes, I'll tell you what happened. A number of years ago, this is in about 1993, I was reading, now I'm going to get a little into policy and politics, which I've avoided heretofore because I wanted it to be a general conversation, but some of my biases will now become apparent. I was reading the Journal of Philanthropy, and I discovered that Catholic Charities USA got 66% of its money from the federal government. And this disturbed me. This disturbed me as a person who believes in low taxation, limited government, subsidiarity, for a lot of reasons. And I decided to write an article on this. And as I wrote it, we banged it back and forth, and I believed what I said in the article. I didn't give it the title, Charities on the Dole. That was the Wall Street Journal gave it that. But it went into the Wall Street Journal, and it was an attack on the largest Catholic philanthropic network in the United States. $1 billion a year go to Catholic Charities USA, being written by a Catholic priest. And I almost didn't do it because I said, it's the Catholic Bishops' Conference, my own superiors, I'm a priest, I'll just pass on this. Let somebody else write it. Give the information to somebody else. I decided to write it. And I don't know what role it played, but from that point on, there were a whole series of conversations in Washington about welfare reform. And then with the new administration, that was under Clinton, that would have been Clinton 1, right? Clinton 2, then Bush. And when Bush comes into office, Now, I've got lots of friends who are Republicans. I'm not a member of a political party. He starts this faith-based initiatives. I said, this is the same thing as Catholic Charities, except this is being offered by a Republican. So again, what do? So I wrote an article, this time for the New York Times. You know, the Wall Street Journal was happy to hit Catholic Charities, the New York Times was happy to hit Bush. Now that was difficult, you know, both times. And now I'm thinking of writing another one, because Obama has appointed virulently anti-Catholic people to his new faith-based initiatives board. It's the basic same structure, just being passed down from one president to another. And this one I want a title. They never let you choose your titles. They have to employ these title writers, headline writers. This one I want to call "I Told You So," because that was my warning, and it was very uncomfortable. I was an advisor to the Bush campaign on all of this, not the campaign, but the administration on this, and got in arguments with the White House on this. Finally, you know, politics. Maybe some of you are going to go into politics, and I'll hear confessions later. So those were kind of public decisions that were difficult because of the political calculation. Thank you. Oh, you're going to give me a tie?
It's not a tie. No, I'm going to keep it simple. I like my tie. But I would like to give you something, and what I'd like to give you is a Ralph Hauenstein tote bag. This is that
wonderful.
And inside it is a book by Ralph Hauenstein about his life and some other goodies, and we hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for very perceptive and interesting.